Hello everyone and welcome back to biology. Today we're going to get into lesson number 28, which is on arthropods. Here we have the definition of what an arthropod is. I'm going to step out of the square for a minute so you guys can pause it and make sure you have this in your notes. So, make sure you have that in your notes. It's extremely important. What is an arthropod? Arthropods are animals with segmented bodies. Now pause right there. Segmented bodies, I think we've heard of that before. And you're right. Remember the earthworm? That's an invertebrate, right? And the earthworm is actually known for having its body segmented, which means it looks like it has a bunch of little rings. Okay? So arthropods have segmented bodies. Okay? Not only that, arthropods are animals with segmented bodies that have hard outer coverings and jointed legs. Hard outer coverings and jointed legs. An example of an arthropod would be a lobster or a tick or a parasite of some sort. They're very tiny. A cockroach, for example. We might not like them, but they're still around. Okay? Arthropods are actually a classification of animals. And let's say that each classification has different species. Now, arthropods is made out of so many species that all the other classifications added up together is still not larger than the amount of arthropods that exist. Their species are very, very wide. Things that you wouldn't think to be arthropods are actually classified as such. And they all have these specific characteristics: segmented body and hard outer coverings and jointed legs. Meaning they can move their legs. Like our legs are jointed, our knee is a joint. So, that is arthropods. Speaking of hard outer coverings, like it's mentioned here that arthropods have, that has a specific name. The name of that is the exoskeleton. Okay? The exoskeleton is a hard outer covering of an arthropod that protects and supports the animal. All arthropods are actually invertebrates. Fun fact. That's actually very true. All arthropods have exoskeletons, meaning that they do not have a bone structure inside of them, so they're invertebrates, but they do have these hard outer coverings called exoskeletons that helps them be supported and be able to move and function. Also, it protects them, because imagine that being squishy all the time. Wouldn't be able to get much anywhere, right? Besides the ocean, like for example, we have jellyfish that are invertebrates but have no hard outer covering or bones of any sort. So they are just squishy little mushrooms swimming in the sea. They would not make it out on land. Okay? Now, these arthropods, like I mentioned, there are many different species of arthropods. They actually are very extensive and have all adapted to specific environments. They can be so small that they are the parasite of that you would find on a wasp. So, as big as a wasp may be, let's say yay big. It's been a while since I've seen a wasp, to be honest. I don't go outside much. But anyways, a wasp may be this big, maybe. And imagine a parasite on the wasp. So even like smaller, pretty much naked, pretty much invisible to the naked eye, if you think about it. Because I'm pretty sure if I saw a wasp, even if I tried to look at it, I'm not going to see the tick or the mite on top of it. And that is actually considered an arthropod. And then we have those larger ones, the ones like the giant lobsters that you find on the bottom of the ocean. Those things are huge. Have you guys ever been to the restaurant Red Lobster? If you haven't, you should go look at the tank of lobsters they have there. Sometimes they actually have a tank of lobsters at different places where you would buy seafood too. Have you seen those things? Are huge actually. I mean, if you compare it to a mite or a tick or anything like that, they are huge, yet they're under the same classification. And they have different adaptations because of the environment that they're found in. Obviously, a tick wouldn't survive underwater because that's not its normal environment. It's not its habitat, so it's not adjusted to survive in that environment. However, a lobster is. That is where it has evolved, and it has adapted to survival in that environment, which is the ocean. To each its own, right? Okay. Now, up next, you're going to see a diagram of a crayfish. That diagram is going to be very important for next class period because that is where we are going to get into the different body parts and their functions on different arthropods, specifically a crayfish. So please, for your assignment today, I want you to make sure you have that diagram in your notes, as well as the definitions I had on the board today. If you have any further questions on arthropods or on the assignment or anything I mentioned today, please don't hesitate and ask. I'm here to help. I hope to be hearing back from everyone very, very soon. And I hope to be hearing back from everyone very, very soon. And I hope you all have a very wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.